Courtney, thank you for taking the time to be with us today, and welcome to our show.
Hello, thank you so much. Thanks for having me here.
Now, Courtney, you're like a comedian bulldozer. You've been performing on TV, movies, comedy clubs, fringe festivals, touring. You have a podcast called X-Rated. It really seems like you're doing everything, but most recently, you became a superhero on your social media with this red cape flying around. Tell me more about this.
Right, I did. Oh, I should have worn my red cape today. Yeah, so I've been partnering with the with Holland Bloorview Kids Rehabilitation Center in Toronto, and it's a place where disabled kids can go and learn how to do physiotherapy and have all kinds of programs and services that benefit them. And it's Capes for Kids Week, which means that we're raising money and we're trying to raise $1 million to go towards all the programs. So yeah, so it's the theme is capes and superheroes for everybody who helps to raise money. And yeah, I've been posting all over my socials, me wearing the red cape, and yes, if you that's part of the theme is that if you donate $100 individually or with your team, you get your own red cape. So I don't know what's not to like about that. I was wearing my red cape around my house and I was like, this is an amazing look. Like I feel powerful wearing a cape. So I might just stick to it even after this is over.
I 100% agree. It was really cool to see some of your videos with it. So off the top of your head, and you might not know, what's the current the raising that they have right now? How far away are they from the $1 million?
So right now, I believe they're at 800,000, which is a lot. So they've made a lot of headway within the last week, and it's a campaign that's close to my heart because I've gone there. I have a prosthetic leg, and I used to wear prosthetic arms. I'm an amputee growing up, and so I basically they're family to me, and I go there all the time. I grew up going there, so I know for sure like. The programs and services are very beneficial for kids with disabilities. So I'm hoping that they make their goal. So yeah, it's capesforkids.ca if anyone wants to check it out, if they're tuning into this.
Now, capesforkids.ca, can they also, they'll get all the information about the facility or just the community raisement?
Everything is there. So about both the campaign and then everything about the facility is on there. So yeah, it's all there. It's all over my socials too. So yeah, it's a really great campaign, and I'm excited for them.
So, Courtney, you're a stand-up comedian. I've personally seen your stuff. You're hilarious. What drew you to comedy originally?
Thanks. I mean, that's such a good question. I don't know what specifically drew me to comedy. I mean, I guess I've always thought that I was funny. I've always been making jokes, and sense of humor has always been important to me. I grew up in a very funny family. My family is very outgoing and they're very gregarious people. I'm kind of the opposite. I'm more of a introverted type, quiet type. And so I think out of everybody, it's a very big surprise that it was me who became the comedian. But, I've just been surrounded by funny people. And in college, I just decided to give it a try, just like, a show that I saw, like an open mic kind of thing. And it sort of snowballed from there. I think once I tried it, I uncovered, like I untapped this performative quality in me that I didn't know that I had. And so once that was off to the races, it was an adrenaline rush. And I moved to Toronto and I kept going at it. And yeah, from there, it's been great.
That's awesome. There's a set that you have, and I know we chatted offline about this. I believe your set opens up with, I know some of you can tell me that I don't have hands by the sound of my voice. So
Right.
why is that important to your set? Why open your set like that?
I mean, I love a good misdirect, it's because I'm missing both my hands, like it's a very obvious disability. Some people have invisible disabilities, but mine is like right there. So, I can't, like in getting started in my career, I didn't really have the luxury of just breezing past it. Nor did I want to. Like I genuinely enjoy talking about my life and and not having hands, but it wasn't really an option to not address it. It's right there in your face, and so it would be weird if I just did a solid 20 minutes on iPhones versus Androids and not talk about the fact that I'm missing hands. So the whole, like, I know you can tell by the sound of my voice that I don't have hands. I just think it's a silly little misdirect, because it starts by making it seem like I'm talking about something else, and then I just throw a little left, a curveball. It's
Nowhere,
fun.
yeah.
It's a fun little way to get into it right away.
So how do you come up with your jokes? Is there a formula that you use to create them? I mean, with your career, have you just gotten to I know how to make this funny point? Like, how do you get a joke from inception to stage?
Well, I have a Google Doc and it's full of all kinds of buzzwords and ideas and thoughts that just come to me that I think throughout the day, talking to friends. A lot of my friends, most of my friends, I would say at this point, are comedians. So, you just have life experience. I would say that my style is very based on and influenced by my daily life experience. And so if something happens that is funny or could be funny, I write it down and then I try it out. I don't know that I have a formula beyond. I go to open mic shows, which are shows around the city that are just at bars at 8 o'clock on a Monday, and you go and you bring your joke book or your Google Doc and you just try stuff and you see what hits. It's a lot of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing if it sticks. So I am a very written comic, though, in the sense that I need to write full sentences of an idea and then condense from there and see like how to trim the fat, which parts of this idea are actually funny. So I guess that's my formula. But yeah, just a lot of trial and error.
Now, I was reading online that at one point, and I'm not sure still if you're doing this, you were actually offering some comedy classes for people with disabilities and kind of that general the world there. Are you still offering these programs?
Right. Yeah. So before the pandemic, I was offering in-person classes at a facility here in Toronto for people with disabilities. And then I started offering it on Zoom just individually myself. And I just did, I think, 3 rounds over the past 6 months of people on Zoom doing a little workshop. And I don't currently have anything right now that's planned, but kind of what I do is I just garner interest. Like I gauge, on my socials, how many people who follow me would be interested in just learning about, how to write a good joke, how to take your life experience as a person with a disability and make it funnier. So yeah, so I do periodically I'll put a call to action, like, hey, is anyone interested in doing this again? And then if enough people are interested, I'll do it. So I would say I would direct anyone to my socials. If you're interested in that, shoot me a message and I can plan something. But yeah, you don't even have to be interested in trying stand-up comedy. Like for me, it's just really cool to be able to be in a room, virtual or not, with other people with disabilities and just write some stuff and say, hey, this funny thing happened to me the other day. How can I get the most comedy out of it? And then we share, I share my tips based on how I do it, and they teach me things too about, different disabilities. I'm the most familiar with my own disability, so being around other people and learning about what they go through, it's really enlightening for all of us. So it's a fun time. Yeah.
Now, you had mentioned that they can reach out to you on your socials. So what is the best way to get in contact with you if some of our viewers are like, I really want to take advantage of this session with you? How can we get in touch with you on that?
Yeah, so I would say message me on Instagram. I mean, I have a website, CourtneyGilmour.com, where I have everything, all my socials on there. But if you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, my Instagram is at Courtney J. Gilmour. You can find me on there, and I check a lot of messages on there the most, and I post on there about upcoming virtual workshops. So yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Cool.